Hi there again, everybody. My name is Prince Salvador, and I am back again for our episode or series entitled Learnings from Our Subject Technology for Teaching and Learning Too. Wherein, in these episodes or in this series, I will be going to talk about my learnings from those topics that has or those topics that have discussed to us in our semester. So, right now, we are in our part 2 of our episode and excuse me, and I will be going to talk about now about the things that I have learned in using QR code. Okay, so what I have learned in terms of QR code is that QR codes looks like this. For some of you who didn't know, this is what QR codes looks like. Yeah. And um, from what I have learned, QR codes is like you know um, similar to links, but in here we don't have to type links or to copy and paste links and for us to be able to go to the site or to the page that we want to visit. I have learned that using this QR code, we just need to scan it. Okay, so we just need to scan it and it will already direct us to the page or to the site that we want to go for us to look or to read something. Okay, so that is what a QR code. Now, the question is, what is the use of QR codes in education? So, from what I have learned, the use of QR codes in education are the following. So, first, QR code makes it easier for the students to access information. So, it means that if a teacher has a quiz or a material that he or she needs to give to the students, to his or her students, the teacher will no longer um, use links to send it to her students. The teacher can now use QR codes to send it to his or her students. So by this, the students will no longer need to type lengthy links for them to access the material that their teacher sent them. So what they needed to do is to just scan the QR code given to them. So it means that they have much more easier access to that information. Number 2, teachers can organize the assignments, the quizzes, the worksheets, or even the attendance of his or her students using QR codes. So in here, like for example, my co-teacher, my co-teacher is asking me a list of the names of my students. So instead of sending her a file that has the name of my students, now I can just use a QR code which has already the names of my students. I will just send the QR code or I will just show the QR code to my co-teacher. She will scan it and then there she is. She already have the names or the list of my students. So it means that QR codes can be used in that way. And number 3, teachers can change and customize anything that they have saved in QR codes. So, like for example, a teacher needs to change something in the QR code. So, like for example, the content of the QR code. Let's say, for example, a teacher made a QR code wherein the list of the names of her students is in there, but she needed to add another student's name in that. So um, the teacher can actually change and add the name of that student to the list. So after adding that name, then she can generate it again, and aside from that, she can also customize it, or change the colors, the styles, and so on, for them to be able to look what they wanted it to look like. So that is the three things that I have learned about the use of QR codes in education. So I just want to share that when I, I learned how to use these QR codes from our classmate that has, discussed this to us. When I learned about this QR code, you know what? Um, I feel like I fell in love with QR codes. Why? So it is because QR codes are customizable and editable, which makes the digital contents and links are easy to access in just one click or in just one scan. And additionally, if you're a teacher and you use QR code, you can actually monitor, or you can actually check or track whether how many of your students already access or already scan your QR codes. And that's it from our episode for today. So that is pretty much for what I have learned in using QR code and what is the use of this in education. So yeah, that's it. So I will not end my video right now, but I will still see you soon in our next episode of my learnings from our subject TTL2. So goodbye and see you on our next